Hi, my name is Ben Portinger, and I did my quality character presentation on passion. I'm in my third year currently as an athletic director and dean of students of a small school in Minnesota. Um, when I was given a list of topics, and I really wanted to relate it to my career and what I do every day, and number one with a bullet on those topics was passion. You have to have passion to be a successful athletic administrator and a successful coach. My definition of passion is the motivation to have these kids have a great experience in the activities that they choose to do. The motivation to put in the time, the long hours, the making sure everything's ready so these kids have a great experience and that they're learning life lessons. Webster defines it as an intense drive of mastering feeling of conviction. Examples, when I looked at it as an athletic director and examples of passion and the role as an athletic director, that goes as far as, there's many things that an athletic director has to do to ensure a great experience for these kids. That goes from game setup, game takedowns, stocking concession stands, scheduling bus and attending games. Those are just a list of the few, but that passion to make sure that everything is done and everything's done correctly and everything's ready to go so that these kids can have that great experience, that's what passion in this role is all about. It's my third year, so you go around, we're in a school of 6 schools, we're in a conference, of 6 schools, and there's 6 ADs, and you kind of hear a bunch of stories and how things are going on. One story that stuck out when I started thinking about passion was the West Lutheran AD. He had a robotics team who had a Saturday meet down in Iowa, about 6 hours away, I think he said, and they had a Saturday meet, and something happened with the bus driver, and they couldn't get a bus driver, and instead of canceling the meet, this AD got in the bus and drove these kids, gave up his Saturday, and drove these kids down to the event so they can have a positive experience. To me, that's passion in a nutshell. I mean, that drive that overtakes you to do everything you possibly can so these kids have this great experience, that's passion. Another role as an athletic director is hiring a coach. These coaches are going to be on the front lines molding your students and giving them life lessons of how to succeed in life. And the tough part is finding these coaches with these passion to do so. You want to make sure you find a coach with the passion to help these kids grow, learn, get better on the court, off the court, and just have a passion to be around kids and the game. That's the goal when you're hiring coaches. I found a clip when I was going through and trying to figure out this presentation. It's from Chris Collins, and it's from the Positive Coaching Alliance, and it really speaks to his passion about building relationships and getting to know his kids, and thinking that's the most important goal of his is to build relationships, and he has a passion for it. So it's just, this video is very enlightening, and it's great to watch. Another aspect that I wanted to pull was a quote from Coach Jen Welter. She's the first female coach in the NFL. And her quote here is, "If you want to be successful in this world, you have to follow your passion and not your paycheck." I think that defines coaches to a T. You have to find that coaches and ADs. I mean, you're putting in long hours and making sure these kids have this great experience, and you have this passion for the program to grow and thrive, and these kids to learn what playing or participating in activities is all about. And it doesn't really add up to your paycheck. So you got to find the right person to do these jobs, and that passion will drive you to success. When I had to find a quote in the books that we were reading, one really stuck out to me because I get up every day. I like to tell my wife that I get up every day, knowing that I'm doing the best possibly I can to affect lives that I come and encounter every day. I mean, I want to make somebody else's day better. That's my goal. And this really stuck out. The quote is, "At the end of our life, we ought to be able to look back over it from our deathbeds and know that somehow the world was a better place because we lived, we loved, we were other-centered, and we are other-focused." And that quote was by Joe Ehrman from the book The Seasons of Life. And I think how it relates to the passion is that's another definition of passion. His goal in this quote was other centered, other focused, and that's what drove him to put in the effort to do so. And I feel like, his quote is kind of the destination, and passion is the gas to get there. You got to put in that passion, that time, that so that you ensure that you're living up to how you want to wake up every morning. In conclusion, I kind of looked at it in 3 different ways as an athletic director and passion. You have to have passion to be an athletic director, because you have to have passion that your programs are succeeding and that these kids are getting a great experience. You have to have passion as far as getting all this stuff checked off in the buses and the transportation and the games and the referees, and making sure that game night goes off great. Passion drives you to do that. If you have passion for what you do and you love what you do, it'll all fall in place. Athletic directors and coaches, you got to find that passionate coach to lead your programs. And when you find that passionate coach, you got to be passionate about having them on your staff, because there's not many out there. And then, athletic director and student athletes, we do this job so that students can have a great experience in activities, because it's affected our lives. We always, when we look back at those ages when you had a great experience or a bad experience, in an activity, you want to make sure that every student that does an activity at your school loves it. And that's a passion to do that. You have to have that passion to make sure that experience is great. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.